Good morning and welcome to the morning show here at Daryllorette Cafe. I'm your host, Daryllorette. Well, I just came from the kitchen. Just fixed myself a big bowl of oatmeal with a couple of chopped bananas and a cup of chocolatey chai tea. And, as usual, I'm going to eat it. Well, I had an interesting day yesterday. It began early in the morning, Tuesday morning, which was yesterday. Today is now Wednesday. I had to do my laundry early in the morning. Got back from the laundromat. Didn't really have time to put my laundry away. Had to go back downtown to run an errand. On the bus, on the way downtown, not too far from where I live, I saw a film crew shooting with their trucks and whatnot parked on the side of the street. And they have these orange pylons that have the letters LES on them. And whenever you see that anywhere in your neighborhood, you know that's a film shooting. You may not know what they're shooting unless they have a billboard advertising it, but you can be pretty darn sure that they're shooting some sort of film project there. So I made a note of that, and when I got downtown and did my business downtown, I made sure I took my photograph, my camera with me to take some photographs. And when I was downtown, I took some photographs of my trip downtown. And then on the way back, I got off just south of the location where they were shooting, and then I walked up and was able to take a really nice photo of I think it's called a weeping willow on the side of a street. It was the same street as where they were shooting. It was just an extension. It was the street runs from south to north, and King Street East runs through the same street. So I walked over, I walked north along the street where they were shooting on, and when I got over to that side of that street north of King Street, I walked down to the next block and I shot a photo of the neighborhood down there, because all the leaves and whatnot are changing, and it looks really nice because of the changing leaves and the colors and whatnot. So I took some photos of the neighborhood, and I tried to include the colors of the trees changing along with, the houses and cars and whatnot in the street and the sidewalk and everything that's pretty much going around. And then once I did that, I walked back down the street which they were filming on, and I progressively took, as I advanced closer and closer to the different trucks. They didn't have there wasn't a lot of, it was a very subtle setup, and they didn't have a lot of trucks. They had a van, Thrifty Rent-A-Van I think it was, and a Thrifty cube truck, and that's pretty much it. And then they had a couple of other vehicles, I think, that were just white in color. I don't know if they had any brand names on them or anything like that. But as I progressively got closer and closer to the different trucks and whatnot, I took pictures of the van, and I got in the changing trees, and I tried to get the main subject was the focus of the van per se, and then I tried to get in as much of the neighborhood as I could with the different changing trees, the colors, the leaves on the trees changing colors, houses, parked cars, and whatever. because some of them no doubt probably belonged to cast and crew. So then, I got further and further down and I took about 7 photos of that area. Altogether yesterday I took 15 photos. I took 7 of the film set up being shot in that particular neighborhood, and then I took 8 photos downtown. And then finally I got back down to King Street, and there's a set of railroad tracks right there on the corner. Or on that, it runs along that area, and they were a little wet because we're starting to get some frost now, and the track on that area, because it's sidewalk, was sort of a rubbery substance, and it was all wet, and I wound up slipping and falling, and I scraped both of my knees, but I didn't manage to drop my camera, so I was lucky, and I was able to get back up and take one more photo before I headed back home. So it was an interesting day in that respect. So technically yesterday was my first encounter with being able to take some photos of a film set up on location and working in a neighborhood, which is going to be a new pet project of mine. When I find films being shot in the neighborhood or downtown or anywhere I so happen to be, I am going to make sure I document the occasion. That way, I'm not necessarily working on the project, but at least I can feel like I'm a part of it in some way. And I can, I put all the photos up on Flickr and Facebook. If you want to check them out, there's a link to my account on my YouTube profile page, and you can go to my blog and you can find another link to my Flickr, my pro Flickr account, and check out. I got almost 300 photos now, so slowly but surely I'm getting there. Yesterday, I left the property manager a note in her mailbox, letting her know that I was looking for her to pay the rent, and then I called their phone number, and their mailbox was full, but it allowed you to leave your phone number for a callback, so I did that as well. And eventually, in the afternoon, she called me back to tell me she was downstairs in the office, because I asked her to call me, because I don't know when she's down there, to call me when she's in the office so I can go down and pay the rent. And yesterday she called me, and I was able to go down and finally pay the rent, which was a big load off my mind, because I worry about stuff like that. When I have bills to pay and I got money to pay the bills, I want to pay the bills so I can forget about it and sort of move on and do other stuff I need to do. So yesterday was a pretty good day. When I can get out there and take some pictures, I've found my passion for photography again after many years of not being into it. I've gotten back into it, and instead of having a 35mm camera, now I have a digital camera. So, it's just a question of taking it from there. And while I may not be working on any films or anything like that, or doing any acting, I can do some other artistic things. I can you know, get into photography and stuff like that that I've done in the past, and I can rediscover those things that I loved before. Sound like I'm getting a little sappy. Well, I don't think I'm as much tired today as I was yesterday. Yesterday I was pretty emotionally and physically exhausted. My voice is still sort of in and out, so I'm still working on that. I don't know how long that's going to keep up. So until then, I'll just be able to make this one video a day, and that's pretty much it until I totally get my voice back to 100%. And I'm not sure really what's causing my voice to go on me. Whether it's making a lot of YouTube videos. Well, when I got the webcam, you know, I went a little nuts with it, and on average was making 3 videos a day. And you know, I was experimenting and doing a lot of different things, as I like to do, to find out what works and what doesn't work. So that's pretty normal, I think. But you know, I got 15 minutes here, and if I could tell you what I did yesterday in 15 minutes, then I figure I'm doing good. Today we got a few things to do, but it shouldn't be as busy as it was yesterday. So, well, that pretty much sums up my day yesterday. I can't think of anything else. So I guess we'll just finish the oatmeal here. I don't know, we'll probably run out of time before then. So I've still got quite a bit here. I've already begun doing some blogging. Blogged a half a dozen videos and a couple of photos. Anyway, okay though. I'm going to finish my oatmeal and let you go right now because I've pretty much summed up my day yesterday, and we have already begun working on today for tomorrow. So this is Daryl Lorette here at Daryl Lorette Cafe, wishing you a good day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.